Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Tonight I'm joined by the legend and the star of Rangers Radio, Bridgeman, and our Linda. How are we doing, boys and girls?
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, everyone. I hope you're all well.
That's a big good evening to you two guys. Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. One more sleep.
How are you, Linda?
Very well, Ox. Enjoying the nice weather we've been getting this week. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night. Not quite as hot as it's going to be over there tomorrow night, but nice wee day we had today.
Yes. How the world's changed. Bridge is doing an ironing. I'm putting washing on, doing the domestic chores, and what were you doing, Linda?
I was playing golf.
Bridgeman, what's happening to us?
Oh, sorry, guys.
That's a big turnaround, that, isn't it? Big turnaround.
Oh, I did my chores last night.
Absolutely brilliant. And how did you get on? Just out of curiosity?
Yes, not bad. 38 stable for points, so that was not too bad.
Oh, brilliant. How things have changed, but good on you.
Cheers,
I'll keep my eye on you for this tournament.
The mixed pairs, look out.
Aye, I'm keeping my eye on you. Right, okay, I'll be honest, we're waiting for the press conference to go live so we can play it for everybody to hear. Obviously, a lot of things are broke with the club today. We'll get big games coming up before the international break, Bridgeman, and it's all about rolling up the sleeves and dealing with what's in front of you.
Most assuredly, yeah. And huge change just even for last night, with this COVID thing. It may be much worse than we think, or in fact, maybe the club's using that to sort of mask something, and all of a sudden they trust all the players that are going over there to get a result, and we get the result, and all of a sudden half of the people who couldn't make it are playing on Saturday or Sunday. That could happen just like that, because it might just be a smoke screen, but I don't think so. I think it's COVID. I think we'll get mixed up in COVID, and somewhere along the line.
I think you're looking too deeply into stuff, Bridge.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it all.
You've been reading too many spy novels.
I just want my team to go there, whomever they are, no matter how young they are. I want them to go there and just play and win. That's what I want. Just play and win, because I'm sure that our youngsters, or our younger team members, less experience, could have beat that team for last week. I'm most assured of it.
Well, we'll see what it takes us, Linda, and we'll get the details for Gary Mack. And firstly, I hope that everybody, if anybody has contracted COVID, that it's a light spell for them, and that their health's okay. That's the most important thing. More important than football, Linda.
Oh, absolutely, Ox, and it just shows you, that this virus is still there, and there's a lot of cases. But yeah, hopefully that if anybody's got it, they're okay. They don't have any particularly bad symptoms, and we can just get through this. But as Bridge said, it's just all about these games, and as you said also, it's trying to get through first of all tomorrow night, and then think about Sunday later on. But it's going to test the squad, Ox, and let's hope that the players that come in and, the guys that are fit to play can do a job for us. But first and foremost, tomorrow night, that's the game that we need to focus on, eh?
Aye, because you can't make any plans. You can't make any plans about Sunday till you see where you're after tomorrow night. And that's in a normal week, Linda, then, Bridge, because you need to see if you get any knocks, bruises, injuries, etc.
Yeah, that's right. And, we don't know, as we said, in terms of the group that's been listed that didn't travel, we don't know if a couple of them might have knocks anyway, and they might still be struggling for Sunday. And as you've rightly said, anybody could pick up an injury tomorrow night as well. Let's hope that they don't. But yeah, you've got to just take one game at a time, and I'm sure that's what the staff will be saying to the players as well. Focus on tomorrow night and get the job done.
Here. Bridgman.
Yeah, I'm just looking at something on Brahma and Bardwaj has just released something on Twitter saying that a big pile of people got COVID. I'm not going to read it.
You just concentrate on this show.
I'm just saying it's there. Just saying it's there. Right.
You can't multitask. You know that.
I think I agree with Linda saying we've got to go and we've got to put a show on and make sure that players go and do what they can do. And the most important thing for me is don't lose a goal. Just don't lose a goal. And we're through. So simple as that. Don't lose a goal, you're through, no matter what happens. And I'll be happy with that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, mate. Aye, that's true. Here's a question for both of you. Would you accept nothing each in the next 2 games, even though it wouldn't be a prepared choice? But would you take it? Wonder.
In a word, yes.
Oh, a realist.
Make that 2 yeses.
Oh, 2 yeses. Oh, it'd be interesting to see what the callers think. I'll ask them all as they come in. Yeah, what do you think?
Good question.
What's your reasoning then, Linda? Yeah, what's your reasoning?
Well, tomorrow night, as I said, it's all about getting through. So a draw is absolutely fine. We just need to get through that tie tomorrow night. We want the group stages, the Europa League. I know there's a consolation prize. Don't want to talk about that. We want the Europa League. And bearing in mind, Ox, what all the chat has been today, what the club have obviously announced, you're going into Sunday's game, and yes, it's a home game, and ideally, you want to win, but that's my reasoning. Just because of the circumstances, that's why I would take the 2 draws.
Agree with that. With that, Linda. Yeah, I'm just with it.
What's
just because of the situation now, my thoughts are the way I'm thinking, is that we don't know at the moment, nothing's official. Once Foxy gets the interview, we'll hear it, and that'll confirm the worst thoughts probably. But if we've got a lot of folk who may in fact be fit enough after they've done these tests, if they've had their double injections and they take the test and it's successful, and we might not be as bad off as I fear at the moment, put it that way. And we may in fact be able to go out there and do something against them on Sunday. That's not to say that we wouldn't be able to do it anyway, but I would, as right now, as we stand, I'll accept 0-0.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a reasonable point of view in the circumstances. I still think we'll get enough to win both games. Personally, I'm not as pessimistic as used to.
So all I would say is, though, a wee bit of adversity, it might just galvanise everybody. And see, on Sunday particularly, the crowd at Ibrox it's always got a big role to play. But I know we said we wouldn't look ahead to Sunday, and that's me doing that already. But on Sunday, you can't help it. The crowd could be absolutely massive on Sunday, and hopefully we would be able to give the team a lift and get them over the line. And how wonderful would it be if we could get a win? But as I say, I'm focusing on tomorrow night first.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Say that 12-foot putt you sunk. Would you have took Rangers winning and missing that putt?
Definitely.
And I also saw, forgive me, I also saw that got an email today from Rangers regarding the I think it's the 700 seats that are not going to be used, shall we say, and they've been put up for sale. So that'll make them a few quid again, even more. I hope. All
right, okay. I would have thought that season ticket holders who were getting moved run about the.
It might be that. How they do it, I don't know, but I think they've got the 700 seats available, and there'll be some. There's this big red zone or orange zone or whatever it is round about.
I don't see any. I don't see there being a public sale, Bridge. I really don't.
Well, they put it out.
We'll just check it out, mate. Yeah. Right, but we'll see where it takes us on Sunday, and we're going to obviously it always takes over everything. But wonder we'd have to get tomorrow night out the way first.
Yeah, we do, Ox. As I said, it's it's imperative that we get through this, and also I know we were disappointed about the Champions League, but that's gone now, and the full focus is on the Europa League, and we've done really well in the group stages. We're a last 16 team in the Europa League. We've proved that twice. So we must get through, and there's some really good teams that we'll come up against that will be a good test for us, but we must get to those group stages, absolutely.
Yeah, it's important for revenue, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really important. It's not about football. This is the travesty and the sadness of European football. It's nothing to do with football and glory and winning the game and progressing and winning competitions. Somebody's phone's on. It's about revenue, and that's the sad thing about European football now. Bridgman.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. By the way, it was my jersey exclusive. The Rangers are putting out. It's a limited number of tickets will go on sale here on Friday morning. So it's a link, So let's hope we get it done. Get it done and dusted.
I've just checked out, Bridget. I'll get it checked out, but I think it's for anybody. Anybody who's silver my jersey. It's not to everybody.
Silver and bronze non-season ticket holders.
I'm getting that checked out as we speak. Yeah.
It's usually the seat sub box, I think. So season ticket holders, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to go, but usually if they can't go, they then become available for non-season ticket holders to go in and buy. I think that's the way it works.
All right. Okay, maybe some people returning tickets as well. You never know. There we go. Yeah, I think there'll be a few rather than loads, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing. It's just to cover the wee bit where the away supporters would be.
But we're losing all these season ticket holders bridge fee behind the dugout, both sides.
Yes, I'm saying that. They may find this might be another way of doing it, but it's saying in here that this email there's non-season ticket holders.
Yeah.
Might divide it up. Might only put 300 out this way and give the rest of the season ticket holders are missing out.
Yeah, unusual. Very unusual. Very unusual. There you go. But well, we'll see what we'll take. So I think we'll get these lines opened if that's all right with you two.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Bridge, you put your feet up. You've been doing a bit of ironing and that today. Linda, you've been walking about the golf course. Get your cover rest while we have the jingle.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right. Right. Okay. Aye, tomorrow. We'll see what it takes us. It's a big game. I'll be honest with you, Linda. On last week's performance, I think it doesn't matter who we have playing. I think we should have enough to see off that team.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And just the way that the game sort of panned out, obviously with the sending off. Certainly when I was at the game, and it was a relief when we actually got the goal locks. Probably the whole stadium felt like that, and anybody who was watching from home too. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Alice Kert, but we are a much better team than them. And even when we went down to 10 men, they didn't really try and attack us as much as you would think. So I just think if we can play, you always say, if we turn up and play, we'll win. And I think the squad that we're going to have through there is more than capable of not only getting the result, but winning the game. And I'm not saying that it's going to be 4 or 5-0, but we should definitely have enough in the tank and in terms of our quality to get through the game and win it.
I hope so. I think what I seen last week were too good for that side, but you've got to do it on the pitch, Bridgeman.
Yeah, and the more we let them, because when they get big chunks of time controlling their own game, and we never pushed up on and never pressed them too much. And they looked a lot better team than they were, because they're not a good team, as Linda says. They're not a good team at all. And we should be able, no matter what level of football team that we put out, we should be able to take goals off of them. It didn't happen. It only happened in the one goal, but it could have happened a number of times. We should have scored 3 or 4 goals easily.
Aye, you've got to take your chances, and maybe that was a good thing about Sunday. The defence came in for a wee bit of criticism last night on the show. It'd be fair to say that, but you've got to take your chances. 4 goals is a step in the right direction, Linda.
Yeah, I thought our forward play was a whole lot better on Sunday, Ox. I think you guys have said that. We had four good goals, 4 different goal scorers. I thought when I was watching the game that we mixed it up a bit more as well, rather than just all down the sides and crosses. I thought that we tried to get through the middle at times. We created space. I thought Morelos was terrific. Probably should have had a couple of more goals. But yeah, the forward play was much, much better. And as I said, 4 good goals and 1 from a set piece too, which we haven't really been firing all cylinders in terms of the delivery into the box for our set pieces. So yeah, disappointing in terms of the 2 goals that we lost, but I did think that our forward play, and that's maybe what we're going to need tomorrow night, was a whole lot better on Sunday.
Can I ask you 2 guys a question? Is there any possibility that in fact shall we say the poor form, I'll use the word loosely, but we weren't our brightest, let's put it that way, could it have been COVID that was causing that?
Why would that be the case?
Well, they might have been ill with COVID.
Well, on Sunday?
Yeah. I think it's been well, the testing only was done the other day.
They're tested every day, mate. Every day. Yeah.
Okay.
Every day they're tested, and then if you're ill with COVID, you're not playing football. It's like trying to play football at professional level with a cold or a flu bridge. Think about it. You're not going to struggle.
The results only came out, so they would have been after the game, Sunday game.
Mm-hmm.
They were tested.
What we don't know, the devil's in the detail. We might have wanted to get Brazil and West are isolating, yeah. We don't know, the devil's in the detail. Right, get yourselves on mute, and we're going to hear from our assistant manager, the most anticipated press conference I think Gary Mack's ever done, Linda.
Go on, Gary.
Let's hear from Gary Mack.
Gary, just give us an idea of the timescale of how everything's unfolded, the level of disruption, and I guess the big question everyone is asking is when will all the people who've been affected be back available? Obviously, you have a huge game on the horizon on Sunday as well.
Well, Mark, things have been unfolding in the last days, just the immediate days, and obviously we're adapting as we move along. But purely, we've arrived here in Armenia now, and the focus just turns to the job in hand, and then we get this game out of the way, and hopefully we get the right result and proceed into the group stages. We then can turn our attentions to the game at the weekend, but we come here just fully focused to getting the job done here.
Gary, just a quick note, just before I ask you this, just to say I'm sure that all Rangers fans will be wishing those players and staff impacted by this a speedy and full recovery. Gary, obviously, in terms of the squad players who may now feature in the matchday squad for tomorrow, how would you assess their levels of confidence and readiness?
Of the guys that have joined the squad?
Yeah.
No, we've got some youngsters who have come from the B team. They've impressed recently. They've impressed when they've come over and trained with the first team. And we're confident, if we get in a nice position that all of them can go on the pitch. If that was the case, that would be massive for them. It's already a great experience for these younger guys to have come and joined the training today and then travelling. It's probably a first for all of them. But they're well capable, and we are very confident in these young players.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Ronnie.
Just wondering, in terms of Stephen, obviously, who's not made the trip, how is the communication going to go during the game? Is it something you've spoke about with him?
No, absolutely. Listen, the messaging will remain the same. All the presentations will remain the same. He'll be joining us with conversations like we're having here. So all his messaging will definitely go over to the players. Michael Beale's here on all the coaching aspects and the tactical awareness for the players to be taken on board prior to the game. And it'll be reimbursed by myself, and then the manager will probably speak prior to the game as well. So we're in constant contact with Stephen. We're the lucky ones that are here that can affect the result, and we've got to try and get the result for the guys back in the UK.
A lot of eyes will now turn to Robbie McCrory.
Yes.
How confident are you that he can produce a big performance tomorrow night?
You know what? I actually did a piece recently about Robbie. You know, and I've been impressed since day one of pre-season. He's a young man who was pretty shy. You know, a towering guy, but very quiet. I think in the last, since we come back pre-season, I've seen a different Robbie. You know, and it's obviously that's been enhanced with the fact that he went out and played last season at Livingston, so gained some invaluable experience in the Premier League in Scotland. But the thing that I've noticed is he's become more confident in and around the first team players, more talkative, more chatty. You know, when he comes in and he's first in the morning, you know, he's a keeper that works like the keepers I played with. You know, he's a real workhorse. And there's just more confidence about Robbie, in and around Robbie as a man. You know, and it's been nice to see that maturity. You know, and he's somebody who's coming out of his shell and actually maybe for the first time thinking, I belong here.
Gary, over the last couple of years, we've spoken a lot about the leaders in this team, particularly at a time like this. How crucial are they going to be in this period?
Massive, you know, and there's a word that we've used quite a lot recently, and it's the word together, you know, and it's that senior group, that senior group of players who've got good experience. You know, obviously all players over a footballing career gather bad experiences, but our guys have got good experience, so we need them all to come to the fore. You know, this is a time where we've just got to really just come in close and be really tight-knit and get the correct results.
Gary, obviously, various clubs have been affected at different times by this over the course of the last year or so.
Yes.
You've had a small effect along the way, but by and large managed to steer clear of it. How well prepared have you been for this eventuality, being hit hard and being hit in what is a very big week?
Well, we feel we've got a strong squad. We'll get strength and depth. You know, we have been hit. There's, you know, not only have we been affected by COVID issues, but we've been affected by suspensions. We've had some niggly injuries in and around players. So, you know, the start of the season has been hindered by that. But obviously, all these little things look like excuses. But these are things you've got to adapt with, and we've got to utilise and use our squad and players that, you know, that are now in the team. Have got to go and grasp the opportunity. You go back to being affected. I think when most clubs have been affected, but we've been extremely diligent in and around our training ground. I've got to say the fact that it's quite a big space. Everything that the people in and around the club to try and keep everybody safe is everything's been done. You know, it's we've just got to adapt now and take advantage of the fact that we've got a big squad.
Gary, 4 of the goal scorers after that great performance up in Dingwall have obviously travelled with you. So does that give you a bit of a range of firepower, do you think, throughout the team that could take to the field tomorrow?
Absolutely. You know, and you know, when you see the team tomorrow, you'll look at it and go, that team can play in most games. You know, we've some great times in Europe over the last 2 or 3 years, and the team that we feel is capable of going and getting a result. I think we're capable of owning the ball. You know, by that I mean, you know, enjoying good possession. But you know, my feeling is we can go and score goals as well, and we've got to be really, really, really on the front foot and be looking to go and add to our advantage.
Gary, in terms of the protocols for self-isolation, is there a chance that any players currently self-isolating could be released back into the squad before Sunday?
Well, you've got to be mindful of the fact that you know, now that we've moved on, and a lot of the people in and around our club have been double vaccinated, there are advantages. So we'll be looking at that. Things are going to be changing as we speak.
Is that something you've looked into? Sorry, Gary, just to double check.
I'm sure all the medical people at our club are all over that. You know, as we pass information to the governing bodies, we will be getting guided by them as well.
Gary, you mentioned yourself there that you've had success in this competition over the past couple of seasons. What would it mean for the club to qualify once more for the group stages?
Well, for the club, it's massive, but more importantly, for the players, it's another chance to go on a journey, which I'm sure all the players have really enjoyed. It's something I've absolutely loved since coming back to Glasgow. Because quite simply for me, the European nights under the floodlights at Ibrox are second to none, and we want a wee bit more of that, and that's the carrot that's dangling for our players. That's the incentive to get back. There'll be some good teams in the Europa League. And hopefully, if we can get to the group stages, there's some nice ties to be had at Ibrox again.
Gary, just a word on Alistair. What did you make of them last Thursday night, and do you expect them to give you anything different tomorrow, given they're at home?
Well, the thing is, I thought they were quite brave in their approach. I thought they tried to play. We'd seen and watching them prior to us playing them at Ibrox that they were willing to try and play through the thirds of the field, and they did try to do that. And they were successful on a few occasions, but they never really got through to the goalie. But we feel, having looked at the strengths and weaknesses over the last 3-4 weeks since we knew we had drawn them, that we should be looking to score some goals, and we need to be really up on the front foot and make it difficult for them to try and get any rhythm at all. And in doing that, we've got to do what we do well. Try and boss possession, and then look to be really sharp in the final third.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
How lucky are we to have Gary McAllister as my number 2? Linda?
Oh, absolute class, Ox. Unbelievable. What a staff we've got. They just conduct themselves with such dignity, and they come over very well. They speak well. It's such a pleasure just to have that whole backroom team are just fantastic. They really are.
Bridgman.
100% agree with that. It was a pleasure to listen to him, wasn't it? It was really nice to listen to him. He talks really well. It's sad that the manager's not there, but him saying that the manager's going to be involved at quite a lot of it, then that's good. That's good as well, A, for Gerrard, and B, for the Bears, I would imagine. Will be very, very, very supportive of everything the guy's trying to do over there with sort of limited resources. Not totally limited, but lesser resources. So let's go for it. I was really pleased, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought his speech was lovely. Very good.
All right, so my understanding is that the people that haven't travelled is obviously the manager, Linda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our captain.
Yeah.
Bassey, Wright, Kent, McGregor, and McLaughlin are not in the flight. Obviously, Wright, we know is an injury.
Uh-huh.
I'm hearing whispers that Kent could be an injury as well.
Right.
But we'll find out as things progress. So that's the people who we can't pick for tomorrow night. So I suppose the big talking point will be the goalkeeping position, yeah?
Yeah. And obviously he was very complimentary there with Robbie McCrory, wasn't he, Ox? Saying he's a lot more confident and, talkative. He seems to have opened up a wee bit more comfortable around the first team. So that's good to know, because he'll go into the game with confidence then.
Right, I hope so. I mean, he's no totally inexperienced. He's not an 18-year-old kid. He's played a lot of games in the Premiership with Livingston, Bridgman, yeah?
Absolutely, and a lot of games. And he's got good experience, wee lad. He'll do well. I'm saying wee lad, bigger than me, but definitely he'll play well for us. I don't have any fears. Obviously, the proofs will be in the pudding, but I don't have any fears from him. Smashing player. Played a couple of times for us, but was loaned out, and there you go. He's done well in his loan periods, and as you say, he played quite a lot of games for Livingston. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy he's there. We'll be delighted to see him then. But maybe that boy Firth, your favourite goalkeeper, he may get a reserve spot.
He'll be signing autographs the whole game, won't he? I tell you what, he's got the best job in football. Best job in football. Anyway, I think we've been joined by Willie. Evening, Willie.
Hi, Oxford. What's happening? Half a team. I've heard the half a sixpence, but no half a team. What's going on?
Well, a lot of people didn't want Tav to play. A lot of people didn't want Kent to play. We'll see. The proof of the pudding.
Aye, but Scott Wright's not going to be there either. I mean, has anything been confirmed? Gary looked it up. No, my brother looked it up on the website there. I'm no long in. I was away doing a bit of gallivanting today. That's another story. But as I say, yes, I did get a paper today, and I didn't know most of the headlines, but I didn't know that Gerrard had it as well, allegedly. Yeah. And McLaughlin. I thought McLaughlin was all right.
Oh, we don't know. It could be an injury. It could be an injury. We don't know. But
well, right enough. I never thought of that. What's the story behind Helander? Does anybody know anything? Is he carrying a knock? Or what's the story? How's he not getting a game?
Helander?
Does anybody know?
He was on the bench Monday.
Aye, but being on the bench, I mean, fucking Hadji was on the bench, sure, after one. Remember with the Livingston game?
What's your
I didn't think I said anything wrong. Sorry, buddy. I'm just up to a wee bit of idle, you know what I mean? But anyway,
if you're fit,
when you're doing 130, allegedly doing the 77, and the Mankey mob were sitting behind 9/11's record. But it's not a lot I can do about it. But they were stuck behind the record. They must have saw me going by, you know what I mean? Anyway, as long as I'm in for 8 o'clock, it keeps everybody happy, you know what I mean? Tagged and gagged. But all kidding aside, no, I heard somebody on Snide mentioning about McCrory, and I'm saying, well, what about McLaughlin? You know, so that's just going to be the game of his life. I mean, the boy might come out and surprise us because he is a good keeper.
You've got 2 years in one mouth, Willie.
What's that, mate?
Sometimes you've got to listen. Right? Let me run this past you.
On you go.
These are the people who never travelled. Gerrard, Tav, Bassey, Wright, Kent, McGregor, McLaughlin were not on the flight. Now, obviously, Wright was injured last weekend. Yes. Mm-hmm. So he's still injured, as far as we know, right? Yeah.
Right, so he's definitely out there.
Well, yeah, he's not on the flight, so unless he's going to jog over there, he's not going to make it.
All right, no, I thought it was just that you never seen him. Because my brother said he could have been on the coach. Same with that Lundstrom, you never seen him either.
He could have been on the coach
filming,
Willie, he got sent off last week. Did you miss that big red card come out after Patchy suspended?
Was that not a fortnight ago? No, was that no count?
That was last Thursday. Listen,
I forgot. Right, okay, all right, on you go. I'm corrected again. I'm not often right and I'm wrong again, but on you go.
I think it was St. Williams he went to Bridgeman. Right, so that's the players that are available. That's the players that are available, yeah? So
McCrory's definitely then. Definitely maybe.
He's the goalie, as we he's the goalie.
Well, as I say, it could be the game of his life. Who knows?
Well, I'm hoping
he's got the opportunity.
I think, mate. That's my theory, Linda. That's my theory, that he's a quiet game and we move on to Sunday.
Yeah, Willie, I hope he only has a few kick-outs to make and they don't get anywhere near him. But that's maybe wishful thinking. But you know what you were saying about Helander, Willie? I think Helander, I read something that they're trying to manage him in terms of not being, that he's not able to play 2 games a week just now, and I don't know whether when he's came back from the Euros he might have picked up a knock or something, but I think they're just trying to manage Helander, and that's why they're chopping and changing between him and Balogun. But he always likes to play Balogun as well when he thinks that we might have a lot more possession, doesn't he, Willie? And I don't know if we
necessarily agree with that. He's not really let us down, you know.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, he wrapped himself in the post. Remember the first game against Aberdeen? Because it really hurt himself. But, I mean, the boy he was dirty bloke the ball. You know what I mean? He's no fear. That's the difference. Half of them are feared when the ball comes anywhere near them.
I don't know, Willie, if he thinks that Balogun's better when we've got more of the ball because his distribution might be better and Helander's the better defender. But I know Bridge likes Helander because he's left-footed, so you've got a better balance in the back four. But I don't know. That's just obviously a theory.
Right, anything else you need to know, Willie?
What's the lottery number for Friday? Yeah, I got £8 last night, so that's not bad.
Don't spend it on it.
Wisely.
All right, you take it easy, brother, all right?
I will do, mate.
All right.
I'll make my stay short. You have a good night.
Enjoy the game. Remember, do you know what time the game kicks off tomorrow?
1600 hours. Our time.
Well said, Willie.
1600 hours. GM.
That's it, mate.
Yep.
Ex-army, remember. I'm a 24-hour subbing man. You know what I mean?
You take it easy, brother, all right?
I will do. Let's hope. By the way, 16 to 1 on. Or 1 to 16, sorry. Because I did try to get a bet on the night, but I'm not getting them up.
I think you'll find that...
And that was before COVID, you know what I mean?
I think the odds have changed dramatically for a couple of games, mate. Have a look again and see what you think. All right? Take it easy.
Right, mate.
Cheers.
Right, have a good show.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Bridgeman. See you later.
Cheers, Willie.
Oh, boy.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, dear. We've been joined by Jamie. Evening, Jamie.
Hello, Ox. Hello, Linda. Hello, Bidge.
How are we doing, Jamie? All right?
Aye, no bad.
Come on, Jamie. Turn that frown upside.
What's wrong with you, Jamie? You upset?
Come on.
I was that focusing on trying to turn my telly down, you know, I don't want any interference or anything like that. So I'm on to give my team
right.
tomorrow.
Okay. All right, I'm listening intently.
Yeah. Now, before I do, I'm actually not worried. I hope you're all not worried about tomorrow, because I don't think that team presented much problems at Ibrox, even when we went down to 10 men. So I'm not happy that players are missing, but I'm looking forward to players getting a chance. That
right, give us your team. I'm sitting here in tender boots.
Okay, so we're going with McCrory in goal.
Are you sure?
Well, I couldn't name the youth player that might be on the bench tomorrow. And then it's going to be Patterson goals and Hollander. Now, I'm going to go with Aribo at left back instead of Barisic. I'm going to go with Kamara, Davis and Kelly in midfield.
Right.
And then my front three will be Morelos, Hadji and Itten on the left. That's what I would play tomorrow.
Okay, well, all right, I get that. My team would be slightly different for that, and assuming that Barisic is fit. I think Barisic would play if he's fit, that is. So the same back five as yourself apart from Barisic. The midfield are Kamara, Davis and people hold on to their hat, Hadji, and then up front, wait a minute, let me get that right. No, sorry, Arfield, and up front, Hadji, Aribo and Morelos.
Is that twice you picked Hadji in the same team?
I'm just letting everybody know I picked him, Rich. So similar teams, Jamie, yeah?
I think tomorrow's a chance to give players that have maybe not had the chance to play.
Mate, don't know. I don't think it's a game tomorrow for giving people a chance. It could go Pete Tong if we don't get the tempo right. You've got to learn sometimes from history, and you just making sure we win it. And then if we get the goals, yes, I would like to see the boy Kelly get a run out. Yes, I would. But I think it's important you start with your best available, because it's a big game for the club.
For me, Kelly is our best available, like a part of that tomorrow. I don't see what Arfield's going to bring that Kelly won't bring. I was really impressed with him at pre-season. I'm looking at him in the same sort of a light that I'm looking at McCrory, and these players have played games at SPL level and have played 20, 30 games, whatever it might be. McCrory had a clean sheet against Celtic, I'm sure. Kelly went to Parkhead, beat Celtic with Ross County. I trust these players to come in, and I want to see them get their chance.
Aye, well, that's a valid point of view. Linda?
That's brilliant, Jamie. I wouldn't even have thought of some of those changes, particularly a Aribo at left back. That hadn't even entered my mind. I've got the same team as you, Ox, and I've went for that on the basis that I think that's the best available team. However, I take Jamie's point and what he's saying about young Kelly. and also giving Itten a chance, because you've got Aribo out of the front line. You've obviously got him at left back. So Jamie, that's a brilliant shout, and who knows, but I'm just not sure about it, as Ock said, because of the importance of the game. And I think Gary Matt alluded to the fact that hopefully he'll get some of the younger boys on if we can get a few goals, you know. But no, it's definite food for thought.
Bridgman?
Yeah, I think we've said that Aribo could be one of the guys that could slot in at left back. And I think he's actually played there during some games. Forced into it, actually, you know, positional change.
Famously against the Braga, wasn't it? He'd been on at left back.
Absolutely, yeah. But I'm just, I don't necessarily think he should be getting played at left back, but it could be. And from the start, I would go with the Barisic, same as yourself, for left back. If he's fit, of course.
If he's fit, I'll be honest with you, Jamie. I've not been. I don't think Borna started the season brilliantly, but he's not alone, you know.
I'm one of Borna's biggest fans. Like, I would definitely want to see him in the Rangers team more often than not this season. But I'm also thinking about the weekend, and I would start Barisic at the weekend, and I would definitely bring Barisic on at some point during the game and maybe push Aribo forward, you know, if Kelly comes off. But that would be how I would line up. But I really don't see much in this team. I think our biggest opponent tomorrow is going to be the Heat, or the Elements, you know, playing in what, 36 degrees.
Didn't affect us when we played Real Madrid, did
it? Aye. Well, that was Itten scoring his third goal of pre-season, and what's he had, 60 minutes or something so far this season. I'm really annoyed about that. And Kelly, I think, had a great game, not in that one, but against Brighton. I mean, Tavernier was saying these young boys are really pushing us, and Gerrard was saying that we need to be thinking about a different formation as well, because teams are working us out. And based on what pre-season gave us, I'm really annoyed that we've not really seen that continue. We've not seen a different formation. We've not seen Tav and Patterson in the same team, and we've not really seen Kelly. So,
can I ask you a question, Jamie? You always put a lot of thought into what you say and how you pick your team, which I admire you for. This Tav and Patterson, the same team, who do we take out?
One of the midfielders. So
you're telling me this is my problem with this. If you put Patterson in front of Tav, I think most people would put Tav in front of Patterson. I would then saying that Tav's a better midfielder than all the people we've got in playing midfield. I don't get it.
No, so I wouldn't. I think a lot of people are assuming that Tav would be the one in front because Tav's the one that gets the assists. He's the one that crosses the ball. I fully agree that Tav is great from deep. He's great from right back, and I would keep him there. It's Patterson for me that's got the engine, and I would have him where Ryan Jack plays for us. Or where we've been trying to put Lundstrom.
We're saying when we have that argument or that conversation, we're saying that Patterson's a better midfielder on the right side than anybody else we've got.
I think so. I can't prove that yet because he's not been given that opportunity yet. But when they're talking
the greatest centre forward we've ever seen, but we've just not seen it yet, you know. But I don't get it at the moment as we sit this now. But listen, it's a point of view. And will we ever see them in the same team? We might. You never know, you know. You never know.
I like the system we play, and I don't see too much that we need to change that. I just think that the personnel need to be performing a bit better. And for me, I don't understand why Lundstrom's always getting the nod. And then when he's not, Arfield's the deemed replacement. I think Patterson could do a job on that right centre mid. If Jack's still injured, I would have played Patterson there to get him in the team.
I accept your point on Lundstrom that the jury's out on him. Linda, he's the good game against Dunfermline. He's not exactly set the heather on fire, and obviously a reckless or a petulance red card is not endeared himself to the support, is it?
No, and we thought after the Dunfermline game and his performance there, you know, that was him. He was going to sort of hit the ground running. Two really silly. I think the first booking, we think that he probably took one for the team there, but the second one is just totally careless. He gets caught, he's out of position, and it's absolutely needless. But the thing about him is, as we've said before, Ox, he's having to adapt and change his game a wee bit to what he's used to, according to what he said and when he was interviewed last week. And he's not hit the ground running, but I think we've got to be patient with him because, you know, how many players that Gerrard's actually signed since he's been here have really hit the ground running from day one? I mean, it's an interesting question that we were talking a wee bit about it as a family. Wow. You know, who has hit the ground running under Gerrard?
I think maybe Balogun made his debut up at Pataudry, springs to mind. Maybe the best debut.
Yeah. And even if you think about a few games in a row, even Ox, you know, who's hit the ground running? Have most of them actually taken a wee while to settle in? I don't know, but I think we've got to be patient with Lundstram. But Jamie's right, it shouldn't necessarily be him or Arfield. Maybe the young boy Kelly has to get a chance.
I understand the clamour for Kelly. Anytime you see him, he impresses me as a footballer, Bridge.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's quite a lot of boys in our squad. When you see them playing, Kelly and company, you see them playing. You know, football players. You can see the football players, and Rangers are full of them.
No. He's a nice player. But we'll see. I think the manager likes him, but we'll see. And we'll see where it takes us, Jamie. But some great points there, Linda. Jamie's come up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Barisic one, Ox. I'm hoping that if he plays from the beginning tomorrow, that Barisic just steps up to the mark. I mean, he's an internationalist. He's so-called one of our players that could go for a lot of money. You know, he's got apparently a high price tag on him, and he needs to step up and start his season. And let's hope if he plays tomorrow night, he really puts on a show and he takes that confidence into Sunday if he's going to be playing on Sunday too. But it's time for him to step up.
Well, you can't argue with that, can you? You can't argue with that.
No.
It's absolutely more. He's got a massive chance because the talent is a purpose, as far as I was concerned anyway. Barisic would have been the last person I would have played without him showing a massive change in form. But now he's got an opportunity to come straight back into the team and put a marker down for the next two games. And that's great. I think it'll be for the next 2 games. We're not sure how Bassey will be.
Well, we'll find out. Mate. We'll find out. I'm sure we will in the next 24, 40 hours. Because the club, Jamie, the club will be only concentrating on tomorrow's game. Once you're injured or you're ill or isolated, you just get cast to the side. Because you can't influence tomorrow, can you?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So I've got to look at tomorrow before we start looking at the weekend. But I think tomorrow, no matter what team we put out, I still see us being 1 or 2 goals comfortable in the match. I really am not worried about that team.
I hope you're right, and we'll know by what, hopefully 5:45 tomorrow. Remembering it's a 4 o'clock kick-off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope Willie remembers that.
Somebody might be having an afternoon nap.
A wee siesta. Just brilliant.
And it's on the BBC tomorrow, Bridgeman. I don't know. You'll be watching.
Well, yeah, I won't be watching that now. I'll be watching. A bit of luck. I'll be watching old school TV. I don't really want to watch the BBC. I've got no interest in them at all. I don't understand. I say it again, but I don't want to bore people to death. I do not understand how the BBC are allowed to even come near Ibrox in any way, shape or form. And they might actually not get into Ibrox. They might be doing it from the
studio. Rangers tomorrow. Rangers don't sell the rights.
I understand that, but we're in a wee bit of a war with the BBC, and they're just rubbing their noses in it. That's what they're doing. Okay, sorry.
Okay, your favourite subject, brother.
Shocking organisation, shocking.
Right, okay. So you see he's winning by at least 2 goals tomorrow, Jamie, yeah?
I would take winning by 1. You know, as long as we get 2 goals. Aye, 1-0 Bridge.
Seeing his football team, the top scorer had 4 goals for the season.
No, I think it'll be hard over there in terms of the heat, but you never know. If we can get an early goal, then that'll settle the nerves. I'm wondering if players do get a chance where they'll keep their place in the team. You know, McCrory's the only set, I think, that is going to play tomorrow. I'm wondering if maybe he'll need to play at the weekend as well. And say for example, he does keep 2 clean sheets, you know, tomorrow and Sunday. What do you do with him then? You know, do you put him back to number 3, or what happens then?
You put your best goalkeeper.
Well, who's that?
Alan McGregor.
Yeah.
Andy Cliff.
Anyway, we've also been joined by Alex from Wishaw. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox, sir. Bridgeman, Linda.
Hi.
And who's that? Young Jamie. Good evening.
First time I've been called young in a long time, in about 10 years.
Scott, he's broken. Scott,
he's broken, you're right.
Brilliant, Alex.
How'd you go to the golf today? I heard you were quite good.
Oh, not bad.
She's a bandit, you know it.
Left a few putts out there, Alex.
Good stuff.
11 handicap playing off at 21. Shocking.
All right.
In fact, when I've looked at the Rangers Radio Pairs competition, she's actually 28.
Oh.
That'll do nicely.
And so's your partner. Right, Alex, what's on your mind?
I'm looking forward to it. Seriously, once it's all settled in now, I was talking to Fox earlier there, and the only change I agree with him, is the goalkeeper. Because any other guys could play. Any of the guys who's been mentioned, the team you mentioned, Linda, that's it. The goalkeeper, McGrory. As I said about Big Bonner, I've not been his best all season, but if he's fit, I would play him. And I would just go with the exact same team that you've said, Oxia. And that's the only change I see as a goalie. These other guys are capable of going out there and beating this team.
He's got a wee bit of experience about him as well. Alec, you know, he's obviously played a few Premier League games in the past.
Well, the young boy's been there for years. He's been out on loan. We've got to give him. That's it. Sometimes football's got the habit of unexpected. It brings things out, and there you go. He's got his chance. It was the same in Europe last year. Young Patterson. When Tavernier was out, Patterson came in. So a lot of folks been clamouring for Patterson to get a game. So he's took out the hands anyway. So he's playing tomorrow night. As you say, Big Bonner's been, if he's fit, he'll play. That's the kick he needs as well. Find out. But we've certainly got a pool of players there that's capable of going out there and beating this team. I don't know what you call it. No doubt about it.
You're never rang, Alex. Linda, Alex has never rang. That'll do me.
Oh, definitely. I totally agree, Alex. And Gary Mack was talking about his leaders and how important they're going to be. So the team that Ox mentioned, if you look at that, it's full of leaders. Golson, Hollander, Davis, Kamara, Morelos. All these guys have got bags of experience. I mean, think about all the European games that they've got between them. So I totally agree with you. They've got more than enough to get a result tomorrow night.
Absolutely. I don't see a problem. Okay with the COVID and that, it's knocked us back, right? But these things happen in football. We went through last year. Other teams had it, so we've just got to adapt to it. And it'll be through the season as well. But we've got players there. You've got in to come on. We'll see how it goes, how this game pans out. But the guys I've just mentioned there, they're all experienced players in Europe. I honestly don't see a problem.
All right, okay, we'll go back to Jamie, get his last words. We'll get some more callers coming in. Over to you, Jamie. Enjoyed your call tonight, mate. We'll enjoyed it. Got us thinking, got us talking.
Hi, no, thanks for having us. Like I say, I just reiterate what last caller said there as well. I don't see an issue tomorrow. I'll come back on if I'm wrong and give them pelters if I am wrong, but I certainly see it going smoothly tomorrow. But I'm a bit worried that overplaying some of our best 11 in case we come back tired for the Old Firm. But
well,
we'll
remember,
see, hopefully.
Come Sunday afternoon, we're on a break, mate. We're on a break, yeah. Yeah.
It's just travelling in the heat and stuff. But so hopefully we can get early goals and if possible rest players. But I'll call in tomorrow if it goes pear shaped, and I'll be celebrating if it doesn't. So you'll know here to me.
Good to speak to you, mate.
See you later on.
Cheers, mate. I think we've been joined by Kenny. Evening, Kenny.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Brisbane, Linda, and Alex.
Evening,
Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
I listened to the McAllister's presser. I thought it was really good, and I thought it was pretty coy, actually, with the support, you know. I wouldn't at this stage, Wednesday night, really getting them back for Sunday. I really wouldn't. You heard them saying the double jabs. I was talking to my daughter about it earlier in the night. One of her friends had got it, and after a few days, there was no this 10 days, 12 days, whatever it is, you know, they've got a seclusion, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised. It was quite coy, quite rightly so, because why should we let them know who's going to be available for Sunday, you know? So I'm quite optimistic a couple of the boys will be back for Sunday. You know, I thought it was a great actual press conference.
I thought McAllister done very, very well. I think Sunday will always be foremost in my mind because of the game it is, Kenny. But first and foremost, we need to get tomorrow night out of the way.
Yeah, I know. Tomorrow, I mean, here's a question for the lot of you. What would you rather win, tomorrow night or Sunday? I know it's a hard question.
What you're saying is, would you rather go through tomorrow night? Yeah.
Yeah, go through tomorrow night. If you'd win to choose it or lose to them on Sunday, sorry to take it, no?
Or go out tomorrow night and beat them on Sunday? Is that the question?
Yep.
Oh, that's Hobson's choice. Yeah, I'm glad I asked the questions on here. Alex?
That's all right. You threw the spanner in there, Kenny. Right. How am I taking it? I would win tomorrow night, and it's going against the grain talk about them. But the point is, you're still to play them another 3 times if it can get you. But how I look at it, I don't see us losing any of the 2 games. So that's my answer there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So what you're saying is potentially there could be 2 draws?
There could be 2 draws.
Aye.
2 draws is all right.
I get your point. Kenny's question to Linda.
I would take going through tomorrow night just because of what Alex said as well. You've still got a chance to make it up if we did lose on Sunday, so it's more important to go through tomorrow night, Ox.
Bridgeman. He's just climbing off the fence.
I would, similar to Alex, I definitely want to go through tomorrow night, and I would accept that. If we don't beat Celtic, we don't beat Celtic. But I think it's absolutely 100% imperative that we get ourselves through this tie tomorrow night. That's the way I look at it.
Right, okay. A good question, Kenny. I get it. For the club and for finances.
The finances, you know, that's what I'm thinking, you know. I mean, it's up with Kavara staying in that, you know.
Aye, it's nothing to do with football, it's all to do with finance, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing, you could look at this game tomorrow night, you've got to get into this, you can see adversity. I have Linda saying that word earlier on there, actually. She's right. But you get back through the history of Rangers, you know. You get back to 91, Aberdeen. We had about 5 players injured that day, but struggling to get a team that day. I could recall games with 10 players out against Hibsford. I remember it was a flu or something. We still won that game.
96-97 season, yeah.
Aye. And there was other games against Celtic the night. Was it scored? The big man get 2 that night with half a team that night and all. You know what I mean? You know, and that's why I'm looking at this game in the morning. You know,
that was a few days before the Hibs game, mate. It was flu. That was New Year's.
Was it Flew? I couldn't remember. I thought it was Flew actually, Ox, you know. But I mean, these were days the word adversity comes to mind, aye. But we came through the games, you know.
I think Bo Anderson scored both games.
Aye, that's right. So he did. He scored at Easter Road, and he scored the two late ones that night when he decided to play heated tennis.
Right, you need to get in mute, Kenny, because we're going to have a tune.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Let's held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight for time, raise again with the bands of glory.
Oh, we're all waiting for the jingle. All right, they dock his wages tonight. Bridgeman, he's let us down again. And Bridgeman, he's late in parade.
That's me just back. I'm just back. It's a Glasgow Rangers score. I think Alex Wisher should give us a wee song here. Scott Brown is broken.
Aye. You want to hear it? Do you want to hear it?
Always, Alex, always.
Scott Brown, he's broken. Scott Brown, he's broken. Sorrow. That's for you, Bridge.
Right. That's the last time you two we ever want to hear that. You have ripped it.
Ripped it. I don't want to hear it again.
No, we need a new number for you, Alex, as we go into.
I'll make one up for you. I'll make one up for you next week.
Yeah, we'll get one. Listen, big game, Kenny. I take your point. A great question you asked, Erland. And what's your thoughts on the team? I'll go to Kenny first, and then Alex can throw in what he thinks about how we're going to line up tomorrow night. Go on, Kenny.
Obviously, McCrory and goal. Patterson, Goldstein, I think Balogun, and then I fit Barisic, midfield. I listened to the boys, was it Jamie Allen on it, just talking about Kelly. I'm a big Kelly fan and all, but I don't think he'll play him tomorrow night. I think it will be Arfield for his experience, Kamara and Davis, with Hadji, Aribo and Morelos through the middle.
All right, okay. Give me your back four again. Sorry, I was taking a note there. I missed it.
Patterson, Dean, Balogun, and a fit Barisic.
Oh,
but I got that guy Jamie's point. I mean, Aribo could come in at left back because he's done it before. He's versatile, you know.
Balogun, no Highlander, no.
No, I don't think I think he'll be Balogun tomorrow night. I mean, that pitch is not that great over there as well. I've seen it. And I think it'll be Balogun. They'll keep Highlander for Sunday.
All right. Alex?
That's the only difference I'd have. I would play Highlander. That's everything else. I totally agree with. That's the kind of 4-3-3 I would go with. I'd put Arfield in there just for the steady up a wee bit. I know he's not been in great form, but the experience comes ahead of these kind of games and that. So, and up front, just the exact same. Hadji, Morelos. Who was the other one? Aribo. It was Aribo, aye. That's it.
All right. There's only Jamie got Aribo at left back, Linda.
Yeah, and I think that would be a wee bit of a curveball too far, I think, Ox. As we said, it's a good shout, and I think his reasoning was mainly because Barisic just hasn't played well at all, and, Aribo's played there before, but I think he will go with Barisic, and as I said earlier, it's time for him to step up to the plate and shows the player that we know he can be, Yeah,
if Barisic, Patterson and Hollander's playing, I'm not saying Kenny's wrong, but I'm saying if they're playing, you're talking about 3 guys that played in the Euros. All right, they didn't play a lot of minutes between them, but they still took part in the Euros. Kenny?
That's right enough, saying they didn't obviously get any minutes, right enough, but they're all international players, but I just feel tomorrow night you might just stick with Balogun. I could be wrong, The only concern I've usually got with this game tomorrow night is lack of pace up front, They've not got Wright, they've not got Kent, You've not got that width to the team as well, probably, I like wingers, I've always have. That's a slight concern, mate,
Aye. I think a fit Kent, maybe he's carrying a knock, and maybe it's his rest time, and maybe we don't know. He has been maybe trying to play through something. You never know, Linda, do you?
No, you don't. And Kenny, it's a good point about the lack of pace. But maybe it'll depend how they've set up. If they're sitting deep, there might not be a lot of room in behind them anyway. So maybe it's like through balls from Hadji. We might be looking at Arfield, breaking the lines. And then some of the B1-2s round the box we played against Ross County were really good. I think we got Aribo's goal from one of them. So hopefully, the team will be able to cope with that lack of pace. But yeah, it is quite stark that we don't have either Kent or Wright.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
Kenny, before we drop you, mate, that's not the right words. Before we say cheerio, mate, give us a prediction for tomorrow night, mate, and then before we.
I'm going to go for an optimistic 2-0.
2-0. Oh, we'll take that, won't we, Alex?
Itself for a not neat, all right enough, but I'll go for an optimistic 2-0. Then Sunday will take care of itself,
I was setting for a nothing each draw this now, but I wouldn't like to sit through and watch it for 90 minutes, mate.
No. Right, anyway, thanks for taking my call. Get it all, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Brad. Take it easy.
Cheers, Kenny. Speak to you later. Good night.
Cheers, Kenny.
I would have liked to, Alex, to sit through nothing each draw. No nails left.
Oh, no. Hopefully we can get a goal, but I know the set pieces and that have been quite poor recently and that, but these are the kind of things that can change the game as well. So if we get Hadji Aribo there on the ball and that, and if we do need better pace and things are maybe not going right, you could bring it in on, because that's one about it. It can get by the back line with a bit of pace over the top and that. So as I said before, I don't see a problem here. I'm quite confident that we just call it, we'll get the result to take us through.
Aye, I don't think you're alone in that thinking, mate. I never seen a lot of threat for that team last week.
No, not really. We just had an off day or an off night. We didn't create much. We went down to train men, you seen what it was about. The team all stood together and managed to get the result. So that's an important goal. Morelos has scored. although it's only 1-0. But that's an important goal to go over there. They've got to, at some time during the game, they've got to come out. And let's see what they're all about. But I'm sure the experience that we've got in that team, you've just mentioned there about international players and all, we're well above that. We're well above that.
All right, we've been joined by Davy. How we doing, Davy? Come on, speak or forever hold your peace. Oh, he's got stage fright, Linda.
Come in, Davy.
Oh, well.
Come in, Davy. Come in, Davy.
All right. The latest from Rangers ladies, they're 5-1 up against Aberdeen, yeah? 5-1 up, that's the latest, yeah?
Fantastic.
That sounds like your golf cared after.
I was just going to ask that. Is that how many handicaps do you think they've got? How much handicap do they got?
That's Linda's cared after 6 holes a day. 5-1 up.
She wishes.
Oh dear. So I'm in the Alex camp. I didn't see a lot for that team last week. Linda?
No, as we said earlier, even when we went down to 10 men, Ox, I don't really think that they tried to, push too far up the park. And you hate to say it, but you didn't see an awful lot of quality. But as long as we play, then we turn up and play, then we'll win. And it was good to hear Gary Mack saying that he wants them to be on the front foot. So go for an early goal, and it'll just settle everybody down.
We've been joined by my good friend James from Paisley. How we doing, James?
Hi gang, how you doing?
All right, mate. You?
Well. I hope you are all well too. We had fantastic show this evening. Some fantastic callers. I really enjoyed listening to you.
What's on your mind, mate? What's on your mind?
Well, I don't think we've got a problem tomorrow night. I didn't see that. That seemed in the event to worry us, I don't think. And I claim, and I don't see any problems where they play the goalkeeper either. You got to remember, this guy's been playing in goal since he was 10-year-old. He's played in the Premiership, a full season at Livingston last season. I've not got a problem with that at all. Not one problem.
He's got experience, mate, at the top level. League matches, he's been my number 3, and we'll see where it takes us. And he's been well thought of for the club for a long time. And I believe when there was problems with his contract, Man United were looking at him. That's my understanding. So he's well thought of in the game, mate.
Aye. I don't think there's no problem there. And he'll probably play on Sunday as well, unless the guy was playing his cards close to his chest. They're probably a different team entirely on Sunday. We can do what we like tomorrow night as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Linda?
Yeah, I take your point on McCrory. How you doing, Jim? We were just saying as well about Gary Mack was really complimentary about Robbie McCrory and saying that he's come out his shell and he's a lot more confident. So, hopefully he'll go out tomorrow night with confidence. He's got a relatively experienced, back 4 in front of him as well, albeit Patterson's relatively, new into the team. But we're all dead excited to see Patterson play, aren't we? And it'll be good to see how they all, hold up as well.
But see, if you're Ross McCrory, you're sharing a dressing room well, McGregor this season, and you're training with him, he's going to bring you out your shell, Linda, isn't he?
Yeah,
he'll be
definitely, Jim.
Can I just cut across? Alec, we're either getting your telly or some feedback from you, mate. We don't know what it is, mate. We don't know where you're sitting. We'll leave that with you. All right, carry on, Jim.
All right. I was just saying, Linda there, if he's working with McGregor on a daily basis, he's going to come out of his shell. He'll be dragged out of his shell. That makes sense to anybody.
Well, you've got to remember how shy I was when we started this show, Jim.
Yeah, aye. In primary school days, huh?
I just actually left at the time, Jim.
What you saying to that, Bridge?
Well, you'll be new.
You're right. He'll be gaining confidence. He's been a pro. He's been about the Livingston boys. He's been out and got experience. I think he was in the Livingston team that beat them last season. I think I'm saying that from memory. I might be wrong. So he's been about the boys. So look, we'll see where his take is. Jim, if I gave you $3,000, would you be comfortable putting it on us tomorrow night? Would you say take it as free money?
Listen, I'll get my bet on. Oh, yeah. We're 80-15, just under 64. 46, 64 on. I'll get that bet on. So, and I was talking, I remember listening to one of the calls, I don't know if it was Willie, and he was saying 1-16. No, that's nonsense. That was do it that price game. So, I've worked on that. By the way, also the big goals can score any time, 61. I backed him the weekend at 42.
Up days.
So I don't think we're a problem. I think get this over and done with on Thursday. Get home, rest for a couple of days. Get everybody tested again. Let's see what's happening on Sunday, Yorkshire. Because I think it, as I said earlier on, you'll probably find a better place tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. You'll probably find about 3 or 4 changes again for Sunday. That's kind of squad we've got.
Well, it depends on the COVID situation, of course, yeah.
Aye, exactly.
Aye, okay, mate. All right, good points. But we'll see what it takes us tomorrow night. 8-15 on. All right, okay, we'll take about that. I think the Blue Star's joined us. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge. Evening, Linda. How you doing?
Hi,
Blue Star.
Ox, it was are you so happy tonight? Or I was wondering there when you die Jolly and that on talking about playing a Rebo at left back. That was a right curveball. No, that'll not happen tomorrow. For a certainty, it'll definitely be Barisic. The guy's a fully international, and if he can't play against a team that's against some of them's part-time, then I'm sorry. He shouldn't be at the club. But I'm told Mr. Gerrard, our manager, is more annoyed that certain players that haven't been double jabbed because it means they can't take that PCR thing. If they can't take the PCR, you'll probably find that McCrory will only be playing tomorrow because definitely one of our goalkeepers will be playing on Sunday. That's a gimme.
Right, okay. Depending on the situation, we'll see where it takes us, mate. We don't know who's positive. Obviously, if you're positive, you'll not be playing on Sunday, even if you have been double jabbed, yeah?
No, that's right. But if you're double jabbed, even if you're positive, with your second test, you can still get around it by taking a PCR test. That's a fact. It just so happened on the radio Snide tonight, our ex-player Andy Halliday happened to turn around and tell the Bears that a few of his pals that are still at Ibrox hadn't been double jabbed, and seemingly that's caused an uproar with the management team. If that's the case, it seems very, very strange. All professional footballers in England have all been double jabbed, all of them.
Professionals and the club's medical staff, when it was first possible, they all had it, and then the second one, that would have been monitored. I don't blame the players.
Absolutely, and if you notice Gary Mack's press conference here, it was very telling when he turned around and he says, well, he didn't turn around and say no. What he had said was, we're medical staff are at the top of their game and they're on top of it. That's what the big issue is. But I'm fully expecting the morning night's game. Let's be honest here. We were absolutely minced last week. There wasn't one player in that team you could give pass marks to last week. We should be coming out the morning night, and quite frankly, there should be a few goals in it. The only player that will be out in that field that hasn't really played for us, certainly has played with Livy, is our goalkeeper. The rest of the other 10, goodness me, if they can't beat that team, there's something far wrong. But I fully expect a couple of goals. I honestly do, mate.
I think you're not alone there. Linda, then Jim for Paisley.
Yeah, absolutely, Blue Star. We were just saying that team, if it's the one that Ox had named earlier, I think a couple of us have got that, maybe just a slightly difference in terms of Balogun and Hollander, but they've got bags of experience. It's full of leaders. It's players that have played in that stage, played against better teams, and we've got a goal scorer in that team who just comes alive when he plays in Europe, and they'll be desperate to get on the score sheet in Alfie. And Alfie played really well on Sunday, and I hope he takes that form into the game tomorrow night. And he's got, the bit about him when it comes to Europe as well. So I think, we're more than capable of getting a couple of goals tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
Alex,
for me,
on you go, Pro-Star, on you go.
For me, Oaks, the most telling thing will be it's how they start the game. I don't know about yourself. I've noticed only one in the last 4 games did I think we started on the front foot right away. And the minute we start on the front foot, 9 times out of 10, we get the ball possession. As Gary Mack says, it's all about us on the night. And if we keep the ball, we shouldn't have any fears at all. But for me, for Sunday, Oaks, the one good thing we have got for Sunday, we'll have Roof back. We've got it, and as Linda just says, we've got Alfie. So we've got firepower. And the bottom line is, the name of the game's goals. You keep them out at one end and you put them in the other. You have Hollander or you've got Balogun, and you've still got Goldson. So the only drawback is really our goalkeeper. So no, I've not got any fears at all, I haven't.
Alex?
Yeah, totally agree. Just exactly what Blue Star said there. The goalkeeper, you've got to remember, he's been there since he was a boy. He's been right through the academies. All the great goalkeepers been mentored. So the boy knows the football. He's at the Queen of the South, he's at the Livingston. So this will make the young boy tomorrow. A great achievement to play in European football. Let's everybody get behind him, you know what I mean? And the team, we're all capable of beating this team tomorrow night. And Sunday takes care of itself. Just let's settle down and get tomorrow. Get it by with tomorrow first.
Yeah. Sunday, we have to take care of tomorrow night first. I think that's the point that Jim is making. And then all focus goes on Sunday. Yeah? Jim?
All right. What did I say? I'm interested in what Linda was saying there. There was goal scoring in the team. Now, I don't know if you like a bet on Linda, but Alfie's even money to score tomorrow night. That's the best price we've had.
Even money? Wow.
Even money to score at any time tomorrow night.
Right.
And that's one of the best prices I've seen for Alfie to score for Rangers in the last year or so. Now, he's usually odds on. I'll check the price of the iPad.
Would it worth, Jim, you think, Bridge phoning his mate in Switzerland?
He'll be in use.
Linda, if you'd have been even today, would it have made you play golf any better?
I don't know about that.
Don't talk about her golf, for God's sake. You're a bandit, aren't you?
Yeah, we drew the pairs for the tournament and I got her. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, we're also been joined by Amanda. How are we doing, Amanda?
Good evening, all. How are we?
How are we doing?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, I'm fine. How are you all doing all right?
Good. What's yours, Amanda? Somebody's got a television on. Can they turn it off, please? Or the show in the background. Carry on.
Certainly not me.
Go on then, Amanda. Floor's all yours.
Right. I just think I think tomorrow night we take care of that first tomorrow night, and then Sunday we'll just need to get and do what we can on Sunday. And as I said, I think if we get a draw out of that on Sunday, I'd be quite happy. You know what I mean? But I think tomorrow night, hopefully we get through tomorrow night.
Why are we thinking that, Amanda, when all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, we were saying we had 2 teams, all right, at the moment, we potentially could have a goalkeeper missing. But we're going to have players who, your back 4 on Sunday could be Patterson, Goldson, Hollander and Barisic. 3 of them played in the Euros. You could have the captain of Northern Ireland. Finland's top player, tops in there. And then you've got a choice there. You get Morelos up front. You could have Sakala. You could have Hadji, a Romanian internationalist. You could have Aribo, who scored a goal against Brazil. Why are we worried?
Well, I'm not worried at all. I think a lot of people are hyping it up. You know, look, I don't read the papers now because, quite frankly, they scunner me. Every time you pick a nice paper up, it's just pick on Rangers, so I stopped reading them now. But some of the garbage are stirring up. You know, it's the usual Scottish press. Stir it up, you know. Stir it up as hard as you can. So Rangers, you know, But no, I'm not worried about tomorrow. I think we're quite capable of getting a result tomorrow night, and then get that out the road, and then focus on Sunday.
Linda?
Yeah, I agree, Amanda. I think a lot of it is coming from the press and what's been, written about us. I'm like you. I don't read the papers anymore because it's not. There's no balance in it. But I do think also as well, from our own point of view, it might be, Amanda, just the start we made to the season. I think the three defeats, the 2 Malmo games and the Dundee United games, maybe just it knocked the stuffing out of us a wee bit as a support, I think, because maybe we just weren't expecting that. But we're starting to see things, we've turned the corner a wee bit, and from what Stephen Gerrard was saying as well after Sunday, the management staff are happier as well with what they're seeing, so that gives us confidence. And one thing as well, Amanda, we're going to have that crowd behind us on Sunday, and we shouldn't forget that.
That's a difference, and I think, even the atmosphere, at the European games has been great the last couple of times. So just do that again on Sunday, up the volume 20% again, and just hammer it home to them. Do you know what I mean? I think just take care of them all night, and then Sunday we'll just need to do what we can on Sunday. I'm not too worried at all. As I say, I've not been on for a few weeks, but as I say, it's just, I just think there's too much crap getting spouted in the press and too much picking and Rangers again, and it's all anti. So I just don't read it now. My pal even said that you're getting quite agitated about these papers. I said, no, I didn't want it. But
yeah,
I just think let it do tomorrow night. Get tomorrow night out the road, and then Sunday here we go. You know what I mean?
Here.
Have I said enough now?
Always good to talk to you, Amanda.
Right, okay, Doc. Listen, I'll go and let more callers in. Have a good night, guys. Okay.
All right. Cheers.
Bye. Good night. Bye.
Good
Bye.
She's on. Oh, she's left us.
Can I ask you a question, Alex? Well, I'm still here.
Yes.
Well, the boys were naming their teams, who they thought would have been playing. I'm pretty sure you had you playing twice.
I had him a chance him in 2 positions. That was the point I made.
Yeah, this is unlike you, okay? Because I know you're a big Haji fan. You're the same as me.
Aye, I'll give you my team again then, Jim. It was obviously McCrory, Patterson, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Kamara, Davis and Arfield, and then Hadji, Morelos and Aribo. That was my team.
Yeah. By the way, I would actually agree with that. I would agree with that.
That's my team.
Good time Hadji getting the
hook. Well, I don't know, but we'll see. But we've no obviously.
It's obviously big hitting is going to come on at some point in the game, isn't it?
Well, we hope so, depending on how it's gone,
I know we're speaking earlier on, obviously. He's going to get the big hit he's due during the pre-season. He's putting the ball in the net all these games we played. And he was.
I just don't. I don't think the manager. He doesn't. He's just not quite what he's looking for, mate. He doesn't have a lot of confidence in him. Linda, what do you think Hadji's best position is? There's a question for you.
I think he's better in the midfield, Ox. I think he can see a pass, and it obviously depends, the game and the team that we're playing against. But I do quite like him in midfield. But as I said, if there's a battle to be won in midfield, sometimes I'm not so sure about him in there. And it's also sometimes the same with Joe Aribo when we put him in a 3-man midfield. Sometimes we're not happy with that. But the Hadji one is a wee bit of a dilemma, I think.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's better up top or in a free role. I just in midfield, I don't think he senses any danger. We'll go to Alec and then we'll go to Blue Star.
Yep, agree with you there. I think it's a free roll for that fella. Midfield could be too tough for him in there, I think, you know. But if he's just outside the box, I like him just outside there, and he's got the free roll, and as I say, wonders if he can see a pass. He's a clever footballer. And I think, what do you call it, he could be the match winner tomorrow night.
Poster?
Yeah, I think he's better than the free roll locks. Whether if you put him outside right or that, more often than not, he prefers to drift in. And even when he drifts in, he's inclined to go back to. I get where Linda's coming from. He's inclined to go for midfield because he likes to go forward. But he's a terrific wee guy for putting the ball through. And we all know what he's good. He's good points and he's bad points. But in Europe, Ox, you've admitted that yourself often enough. In Europe, the wee guy always looks the part, especially against what we classified as a kind of better side, because when he had that wee bit of space, that's when he showed his class. Whereas if you play him in midfield in our game, it's a bit too rough in that for him. But he certainly has the potential, and there's no doubt about his ability, because the amount of balls that he's put through for wee Alfie and Kent even at times, and he's one of the few who likes to take a pot shot himself. So I think he's better than a kind of free roll.
His pot shots weren't great on Sunday, were they?
No, I don't.
No, by the way, I'm going to say this, and I think if you accept it, we critique the games as we see it. Jimmy Paisley, he's been one of our better players this season, if I'm being honest.
He has been, because when we do the time in the last game, I think he dug in, and he surprised me actually. He was digging in, he was getting the boot in and putting tackles in, which surprised me. The 45 minutes, I thought the best 45 minutes he's played when he was here on the loan. He was here on the loan, we thought he was outstanding. In a way, he came back and he'd been disappointed a wee bit. Also, I think everybody agrees with that. It's probably the best game, I hope, anyway.
London and Bridge, there's a statement I never thought I'd make. Hadji's been one of our better players.
Yeah, I nearly fell off the chair there, Ox, when you said that. But then again, you know, at the end of the day, as you say, you're only critiquing what's in front of you. He's scored a couple of goals, hasn't he? He's got through that was a bad challenge in the Livingston game.
That should have been a red card, London.
I thought that was an absolute shocker of a challenge. I really did. And it knocked him, and then he tried to come back a bit too quick, I think. But as you said as well earlier on, I'd like him to practice his free kicks more, and maybe if he adds even that to his game, yeah, we'll say even better things about him, I think. But no, I think he's improving, and I think there's still more to come from him.
Bridgman?
Yeah, I think Hadji has improved this season, most assuredly. I think he's been very unlucky. He's been fouled quite badly and severely, in my opinion, during games, and it's knocks a stuffing at him. But I think he has been very good. I would prefer him sitting just behind the forwards. I don't know why it'd be sort of not quite midfield, but just up a wee bit, and he lets him try to swing some of these wee balls through. You know, he's very good at cutting balls through, or out to the wing and so on and so forth. I think he plays very well for us. But a wee bit further back rather than right up front, you know. And I hope we can fit him in there along those lines, because we'll still see the best of Hadji, but he's certainly, much as you said yourself, Oxia, he's a lot better player than he looks like a lot better player than he was last season. Some of his performances were quite poor, but he's been not too bad this year, not too bad at all. Well,
okay, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hey, Linda's got a thought about will we play the same formation tomorrow night? I'll pass it over to you, Linda, yeah?
I just wondered if anybody thinks, Ox, that there's a possibility we'll see a 4-4-2, but I probably know the answer. He's not going to change it, is he? But if he ever did, and who would be the best two up front, do you think?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, listen, there's times I think we could have went with that. I'll go to Alex first. If you were playing a two up front, a traditional two, well, obviously Alf would be one. How about you, Alex?
So is that with the same team, or you can change the team then if we're going to play with two up front?
It's only a bit of fun, Alex. You pick whatever
right.
you want.
If it was two up the front and we were going to change, I'd play it Morelos.
Okay. Yeah. Hitting Morelos, okay. Poster?
Without a doubt, Roof and Morelos. For me, Roof's the best finisher we've got, including Alfie. I think his movement, along with Alfie, the couple of times that he's been playing with him, I think the two of them are mega dangerous, and I always fancy Roof to score when he's on.
Do you know, Big Al had Roof in his team last night. I forgot he was suspended. Do you know, I think we forgot about Kemar Roof because he's missed so many games. Obviously, the personal issue with his family, and he's obviously suspension in Europe. So he's fresh and fit and ready to go for Sunday. Yeah?
Absolutely. I said that to you earlier on, Ox. But for me, if you were playing two up front, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like it. I think that big boy has got something. I just think it's taken him a bit of time. I don't think he's had enough runs in the team, to be honest. But I definitely do think Atton's got something. But for me, if you were playing two up front, I would play Roof along with Morelos. I think the two of them are good together, and they both move well. But for me, I think Roof knows where the goals are. I definitely do.
All right. Jim?
Oh, I'm an Alex side here, because if I was playing two up front, I would play a Roof just in front of Alfie. Because Alfie's brilliant in that role now. I realised which I did. We always use a good football player. There's nothing wrong here. The team position between is playing further back a wee bit. If Roof's playing in front of him, I think it's a fantastic combination. I think I would agree with Alex there.
Okay, what about you, Linda?
I would go with Alfie and Roof. Yeah, I think the two would be the best combination. That would be my two. Yeah.
Any thoughts, Bridge?
Good one. If we're going to play tomorrow, if we only talk about tomorrow night, then it would
we're talking about.
No, I'm saying it'd be Itton and Roof and Morelos. Other than that, I've said this before, I'd like to see Roof and Morelos playing as a two up front. I think it'd be brilliant for us.
Okay. All right, just some breaking news that we picked up on the wires. There you go, professional on the wires. It's confirmed that Stephen Gerrard, James Tavernier, Alan McGregor, John McLaughlin, Landon Barker, John Lundstrom, the six will miss both games this week due to COVID. Ryan Kent and Scott Wright suffered knocks and should be available for Sunday. Bostar, your theory on the goalkeepers?
Be honest, Ox, that's a shocker to me. Listen, I don't have any. I'd love to be able to say I don't have any fears for McCrory. A day in an Old Firm game, I've got to be truthful. Yeah, I do. It's a totally different atmosphere, and I know it's in front of all the Bears, but you better believe it. That's a thing by a feather in the hat to them straight away. They'll be having shots for all angles, so the rest of our team's just going to have to stand up to it.
We want my centre forward to be man of the match on Sunday. No more goalkeeper, Alex.
Absolutely. The defence, yeah, they've got to do their job and protect the goalkeeper. But the thing is, the young boys, what do you call it, coming in there? And if they think he's a weak link, that's due to them. You've got 50,000 Rangers fans behind this kid here. I know the fans can't win the game, but they can give you, what do you call it, good confidence in that. So we've got to play the ball, and that's it. Other players, it's a team game. Everyone in that team will need to play and prevent any decent boys getting into that box. And hopefully the kid, he comes through unscathed.
I can't believe Brandon Barker and John Lundstrom have got it. I didn't think they get close to anybody. Yeah, so there we go. The pitch that's starting to take. It doesn't. Well, hopefully they're all right. And Kent's back on Sunday. He usually is a good game against them, but let's get them all right night out of the way, Linda, before we talk about it, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. And whilst they won't be disappointed that McGregor's not playing, because let's face it, McGregor usually turns up in the Old Firm games as well, but they do not like playing against Ryan Kent. How many times have we said that Kent's been the best player against them? They don't like playing. They don't like it when he's in the team. And the fact that we could have Wright and Kent, imagine the pace as well we would have up front on Sunday. So disappointing in one hand, but if they could be available, that would be a huge bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're then getting into a game with an international right back playing, and it's only your goalkeeper's your issue. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not as big a deal as it could have been. Post-half.
Absolutely, Ox. And you know what, Ox? See, just getting that there. Here's the thing. See if that boy plays really good tomorrow night. Hopefully he'll know a lot today, but if he does all the basics right, what kind of chance is that for McCrory, knowing that he's going to be playing against him on Sunday with just his in front of his own fans? That's a chance of a lifetime for that boy, because let's be truthful, he would have been well down the order, even maybe all this season and maybe even all next. Now he's got the chance, let's be truthful, because he's only 23. This could put this guy right into our team, and he knows that. This could be his massive chance. What is he, 6'2", 6'3"? This could be this could well and truly be the making of the boy, and let's hope it does. This could be giving this guy his chance. He could be in that shirt for years and years to come. Be playing a blinder. So we just have to hope and pray that's the case, and the rest of the team play to their capabilities. Because let's be honest, we haven't started well. We've started maybe just to come on to a wee bit of a game. So no, I have no fears. I genuinely think playing in front of our own fans and we get the result tomorrow, that puts us on a high, because it's very, very important to the whole club and the fans, because we want to get a European run together again and we need the cash. So, yes, all things being equal, we hope that the boy can play a blinder.
No, it's confirmed. It's no great news, Linda, and then we'll go to Bridge. It's no great news, Linda, but it could be worse. Jim, we're getting constant feedback for you, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a show or something coming through. We don't know. I've been told by the technical team, don't shoot the messenger. It's coming for your good self. Carry on, Linda.
No, I've been rolling a flag in maybe.
Right, okay.
No, I was just thinking about McCrory there, Ox. Would he have played 4 times against them last year? Yeah.
I don't know that. Know that, but I can have a look. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if it maybe. I know he definitely played in the game that they won. I think I remember that. But I was just thinking there, if he's even played 3 or 4 times for Livingston against them, he won't be fazed. He's in his own stadium. He's going to have all the fans behind him. I think he'll totally embrace it. But yeah, you were right. It could have been worse. The fact that we might have Ryan Kent and Scott Wright available for Sunday, as I said earlier, that's a bonus. That was a bit of good news.
He played 15 games for Livingston last season.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't know how many was against them or whatever, but 15 games he played, yeah.
Right, okay. I thought it was more than that, but obviously not. Okay.
All right.
Well,
yes.
I would suggest to everybody here on Sunday, Big Bolson's got a lot to play, there's a lot to say. Between him and the goalkeeper, he's probably used to McGregor shooting him all the time. Now, the boy's obviously opened his trap now. He's starting to talk a wee bit more. He's more confident now. As long as he keeps shouting, because Golson, he can wonder sometimes. We all know that. He can do silly things. As long as they two get their act together, I think we're all right.
Okay, all right. Listen, we keep the ball when my forward players put the ball in the net, Alex. We've no problem. in both games.
Yeah. That's it. Morelos name do the business up front. Who's playing along with him to score the goals? That's what it will be. Their defence isn't great either. Let's be quite truthful. That Joe Hart, okay, world-class goalkeeper supposed to be. But you've seen the teams he's been with out and low in the full lot. This is his first firm game. I know you've got to remember. He's going to get in there.
Robbie McCrory's head and shoulders above him.
Aye, but what I'm saying, they're talking about Robbie McCrory, but their Hart, he could get there, by the way, and just freeze and all. He could freeze in front of the Old Firm crowd, Rangers fans. So it's ifs and buts, an Old Firm game. It can either make or break you. This is what it's about.
There you go, Bridgman come in with the fact that it looks bad, but it could be worse. And obviously, we're getting a couple of players back for Sunday, but it's just the goalkeeping position. It's no different for your goalie getting injured, is it?
Well, I think what was said very powerfully, I think it was Bruce Starrett said, that young lad's played very, very well when he's played. Been loaned out. It's a good experience in playing first team football. It's a moment in his life and his career that might this could actually explode him right up to stardom. That's how good a chance. It could be like that young boy Patterson when he came on the half time in the European game and scored a goal. That goalkeeper, young goalkeeper, he my God, he's got a great opportunity to shine. And if he shines, chances are like McGregor and McLaughlin might be out for more than 2 games, maybe 3 or 4 games. You just don't know. So he's going to maybe get a wee run of at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 games on the trot for Rangers. That'd be fabulous. It's fabulous. You know, it's a dream for him. A dream. And for most Rangers fans, we're right behind them. Right behind them. Go for it, son.
Just to say that some of the information we have, potentially we picked it up for some of the things that's going to be online. It's not been confirmed 100%, so don't take anything we've said there as gospel about the players that's available. We'll just put that out there to let you know. We don't know if it's 100%, but it's not been confirmed, yeah?
So on McCrory, look at it this way. How fortunate could it be for him that he got the 15 games for Liverpool last season? It would be an awful lot worse if the boy hadn't been playing at all and then he was getting thrown in. But the very fact he's played against 15 other teams, that's more than enough. We Patterson's not had that, if we look at it that way.
Aye, that's true. Just a shout out to Natalie. Thanks, Natalie. Aye, you're right. Good point. Look, we'll wait and see. Get them all out of the way. Things will confirmed, Linda. Things will settle down. Hopefully, we'll not get any injuries tomorrow night, and we can move on.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. And I think that's important that we don't pick up any other injuries. From the game tomorrow night. But obviously, we don't want to not have our captain, right? But we want to have to be there. But I'm really looking forward to seeing young Patterson play as well and see how he's going to handle it. If he's obviously be playing tomorrow night, and if he does play on Sunday, how exciting is that? We've got a young fullback. Yeah, he's been picked for his country squad again, and he's going to get a couple of games under his belt. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. I mean, it's exciting actually when you think about it. We've seen Bassey the last few weeks, so now we're going to get a wee look at Patterson.
Exciting times, Linda, isn't it?
Definitely, Jim. I'm so looking forward to it.
Exciting times. I like it, Jim. I like it. You're always optimistic, James. You're one of life's true gentlemen, you are.
That's no, it really is. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss the first half tomorrow night because I've been trying working. We'll see the second half. But really, I've no worries about tomorrow night whatsoever.
Oh, right, I didn't. I thought Lollipop Men finished at 3:30, Jim. Sorry, mate.
What a shocker, Oxford. What a shocker.
That is a shocker, Ox.
Sorry, Jim. Sorry, mate. Alex?
Absolutely right. Linda's just said there. These young kids that's come through, signed the Rangers at the beginning of the academy. That's their goal, to play in the Rangers first team. Yeah. Preferably. make your way through into the team and play against Celtic and All Firm game. These young kids have got opportunity now. And that's what it's about. And good luck to them. And I'm sure they'll know what nobody doing. None of them. The goalkeeper, as I say, good luck to him. Let him get on with it. Have a good game tomorrow night, get a bit of confidence and get ready for Sunday.
Ox, and get a couple of quick goals, and you can get the likes of that young boy Kelly on as well, because I think he's got a great future in front of him. So Linda's right. We've got young guys there that certainly they're looking as if they're ready to take their chances. So McAllister got it bang on there when he was in his presser, when he says we've got no fears whatsoever, or they wouldn't be here with us. So this is maybe their time. This is maybe with some of our international guys that have not started with a head on fire. These young guys might just take their chances, and if they do, best of luck to them. If the ability is there, you play them.
Now they're choking against it.
Aye, I mean, listen, I think we've been saying for a while, some is that Bridgman and myself and other people see it slightly different, and sometimes you need a bit of luck to get in the team. And
of course
this is circumstances, Linda, that could maybe a star is born.
Yeah, you've just got to take your opportunity, Ox, haven't you? I mean, you don't wish injuries or this whole situation with COVID on anyone, you know, and as Gary Mack said, you know, it's affected different clubs at different times, but it's a chance for people to step up and you know, and perform well. And I'm sure that the guys that come in will be absolutely buzzing for the game tomorrow night. And let's hope they can do it.
Aye, it's all about taking your chance, and you don't always have to set the header on fire your first game. You just have to be steady and progress. Post that.
Absolutely. I mean, look at wee Billy when he decided to go to Chelsea. The wee guy get thingy with the Euros with Scotland. He played against all these English so-called superstars, and the wee guy was hitting shooters above any of them. So, our young guys have got they've got the potential and they've got the ability. How many guys have been on here, Fox, raving, wanting to see Patterson? Well, that's Patterson getting his chance. That's McCrory getting his chance. As I say, you might see Kelly tomorrow night as well. So, I'm all for it. And let's be truthful, Fox. We can't kid ourselves on here. We should be scoring at least a couple of goals tomorrow night against this team. It's up to our players to go out and just play. If we go out and play at all, which I'm sure and absolutely sure we will, the modern night will take care of itself. I'm really looking forward to it. I honestly am.
Alex?
Yeah, that's it. You've got to remember, 16-year-old boy Derek Johnson got the chance. You know the history there, so that's what it's about.
It's funny you're saying that, mate. I'm just looking to see who wasn't in the team that day. Yeah, it was his fourth game, Derek Johnson's fourth game. Because Colin Steen was playing, so who would have been injured that gave Johnson a chance? Parlane would only have been a boy himself in 71, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd been young, yeah.
I think Parlane took the ball for Johnson, he did, you know?
No, the team was McCoy, Jordan Miller, Conn, McKinnon, Jackson, Henderson, McDonald, Johnson, Steen, and Willie Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, just funny enough, Alex, funny enough you mentioned that. I looked at that, and it was Derek Johnson's fourth game. Yeah. His second game was away to, was against Bayern Munich in a 1-1 draw in his first cup.
Oh, so who did they take place at? You have an idea?
Don't know who the squad would have been then. When did no? He would have been away then. Alex Ferguson would have been away in 71, wouldn't he?
Aye, Steen took care. Colin Steen, the St. Colin Steen and Ferguson went away.
It wouldn't have been Muller, no.
No, he'd be away.
He'd be away as well, wouldn't he?
Colin Steen was playing, there you go. But we'll come back to that. I'm sure we can dig that out before who was injured, but there you go. Aye. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the show, and it's over to Linda. That's it, 2 hours gone.
Wow, that was a quick 2 hours, wasn't it? Really enjoyed it. Lots of great chat, and just hope Rangers can do it tomorrow night. I'm sure they will. Come on, Rangers, just do it.
And since we've reached that time of the evening, it's over to the bridge.
He'd be on mute.
It's his first time.
Well, what can I say? Another marvellous night, by the way, Oxford. Seriously, fantastic evening. Thank you very much. Thank you, Linda, for keeping me. I don't know whatever partner you in the golf. I couldn't cope with that. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, one more sleep, and then it's a big game, and I'm so looking forward to it. Let's see how our younger team can do, and let's go out there and absolutely murder them. Please, just do it, Rangers. Get us through. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers. The Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank Blue Star, Alex, Jim, Kenny, Amanda, Jamie, Davey, who we tried to get in, and if I forgot Jamie for Coatbridge, if I forgot anybody, I don't know if I have, I hope I haven't. But if I forgot anybody, thanks to all the callers, first class calls tonight. Thanks to London and Bridge for taking part in the show, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody who supports Rangers Radio, remember, if you've got a spare tenner, there's a good prize just given page Rangers Erskine appeal. Remember it for last night. We'll get it posted again and we'll get a shout out up till next Saturday. Thanks for listening. Myself and GB will be back tomorrow night with a post-match show. Hopefully a Rangers victory in Europe. Stay safe, everybody. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad times, of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I would have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the Jazz with my father and son. And it's sure safe to say, at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.